Welcome back to Shadow Rift. We're about to begin episode 1. I've left a bunch of space out here because we're going to have player 1 and player 2 here. We're going to be laying out cards because it's co-op and we get to see each other's cards. And so we're just going to follow the order of play. And the first thing we do is draw cards. And we're going to be drawing 5 cards each. And so player 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll put the deck here, and I'll show you what they are. So we got 1 prowess, an explore, prowess, and a strike card. So those are the 5 cards for player 1, and player 2, same thing, 5 cards. And I'll have to try and keep all this stuff organized. A prowess, a strike, and 3 more prowess. So 4 prowess and a strike for player 2. And how am I going to do this without making it a mess? Again, the game takes a little bit of space and all the cards are way up here. Alright, that was draw cards. So refresh the town. Now, last time we went over it. We have a guard, we have a mayor, we have a guard, a child, and a smith. And our 2 traveling people, we had the innkeeper, which we can buy for 2 prowess and 4 gold, which is not likely to happen. And we have the bard, which we also talked about, 4 prowess, 3 gold, so probably not going to happen. Alright, that was refreshing the town, refreshing the traveler deck. And so, there you have it. So, monsters in play act. Well, right now, because it's the very first turn, there are no monsters in play at all. So, we're just not going to worry about that. Monsters gain power. Well, unfortunately for us, we are playing 2-player game, 1, 2, and that means the monster is going to gain 2 power. Now I'm just going to use these black dice to keep track of how much power the monsters are gaining. So we're going to set over in the monster area a black die with the number 2 on it, meaning they have 2 power to spend on monsters. Now it is add new monsters. So let's go over to the monster area and we're going to start adding monsters to the monster area. Okay, so this is, I guess we'll call this the monster area. We have our start 1, 2, 3, and just to the right here, again, get everything in is our 2 power. So we have 2 power right now. And so how this works is here's our monster deck. And we're going to start drawing cards off the top. We're going to flip the card off the top and we're going to see what it is. And right now we can see it's a reanimator. Now it takes 5 power to get this card on the board. It has 6 health and it has a lot of nasty abilities. It has 2 icons on the side here, which means if you kill this monster, you will get 2 heroism cards, 1 for each icon. It also has some bad and nasty abilities. It has 1, activate powers. What that means is if there are powers here in the monster area, you will activate them, which we don't have at the moment. And if it moves to area 2, if there's a corpse in play, remove it and add a zombie. And area 3, if there's a corpse in play, remove it and add a zombie. And of course, if it's in area 3 and moves off the board, it's going to go into the monster power area, and it's going to generate 2 power per turn, plus 2 for our 2 characters. Right now, this is not going to do anything because we only have 2 power and it costs 5 to get this out on the board. So it's just going to sit on top of this deck and it's going to wait. And it's going to wait until there's 5 power. Once there's 5 power, then it's going to come out onto the start phase and we can start attacking it. We can't attack it while it's here. So it's just, we know it's coming. Now there are ways to get rid of this card, and we'll see that when we look at our player cards. And so that's basically what's happening. And this power just accumulates over time. So if we didn't use it right now, it's just going to sit there. So it's going to be 2. So next turn, we're going to add 2 more. It's going to go to 4, and so on. And if this was, say, there was 8 power here and you spent 6, then there would still be 2 left over. So that's how that works. Now, because there's no specific turn order, it means player 1 can do something, then player 2, and then player 2 and player 1, you can bounce back and forth. And of course, I'm not going to go over all the cards we can buy again. I did that in the first episode. So we're just going to go back to the player area. We're going to look at what we have and we're going to try and decide what it is what we want to do. And also the villager cards, the town villager cards, the 5, so 2 of which are guards. Each player can use one of them, and you can only use one of them, and you can only use one of them for one player. So let's go back there, and we're going to do, so we did add new monsters. Now we're on to the Heroes Act. So we're going to go back to the player area and have our Heroes Act. Alright, so back to the player area. Player 1, which I guess we'll always have to the left, has these cards, and players are only allowed to do one action per turn, and we're only allowed to use one villager per turn. Now guards just take a hit when someone's going to be killed. Of course the child here just prevents you from losing. The smith, you can spend a gold to get +1 to a hit. We don't have any monsters right now. And the mayor, if you use him, lets you have 1 extra action. Now, none of these things in the town are going to mean anything at this moment because, well, actually, no, they won't, because in player 1's hand, we have an Explorer, and it's an action card. It's the only action card. This is a quick action, strike, but there's nobody to hit, so we won't be using that. Player 2 just has 1 strike card, an action card to hit, so there's a quick action. So he doesn't even have an action, really, to play. So we're going to be looking at spending, we're going to use the Explorer card. So player 1 is going to use the Explorer card. Let's take a little closer look at that. Look at the top card of the Traveler deck. You may put it on the bottom of that deck. The other thing we can do is you may put the top card of the Monster deck on the bottom. Now, if we pay a gold, we can also do that. And of course, the top card of the Monster deck was this Reanimator, which is pretty brutal. There are some that go up to, I think, 10 health, so it's not the worst. There are others that are 3 or 4 health. But I think we're going to hold off on doing that, but we are going to play this action, which is, look at the top card of the Traveler deck. You may put it on the bottom, and there'll be a reason for that. So we're going to play that card. So as I play the cards, I'm going to put them face up on the bottom of the draw deck to try and conserve some space here. So we're going to look at the Traveler deck, and that's this one here with the 2 Travelers beside it. And we're going to see what it is. We have to look at it. And it is the Prince. And we don't want to discard or put the Prince on the bottom of the deck because he's draw 3 cards. But he costs 2 prowess and 5 gold to recruit him into our town. So very, very pricey, but it's something we can think about for the future. And so now we have some decisions to make. If we want to buy a gold coin, it costs 2 prowess. And that would leave us just 1, and with 1 we literally can do nothing. And you can't share prowess. You can share coins, but not prowess. And so I think with the 3 prowess that we have for player 1, I think they're going to go ahead and spend that. So we're going to put them underneath the bottom of the deck for 3 prowess. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to buy a Might card to add to our deck. And that's going to go to our discard as well. So Might gives us 1 prowess, and it lets us draw another card when we draw this card. So it costs 3 prowess to buy this. So that's going to go in the discard pile for player 1. And of course the strike is a quick action. There's no monsters to hit, so this card pretty much is useless, so it's just going to be discarded. And over to player 2. Player 2 now has a strike card, which is not going to be of any use, so we'll just discard that. But he does have 4 prowess, and with 4 prowess we can actually buy some of the better cards. And I think we're going to concentrate player 2 on magic and magic type attacks. And again, yes, I'm a fan of Fireball. So this costs 4 prowess. So he's going to buy the Fireball spell. It's a ranged hit, and then you can spend magic to add other abilities to it. And it's an action attack. So that is going to be bought for the 4 prowess. So all of this then goes into the discard pile. And that very quickly is going to be the end of turn 1. And so without further ado, I'm going to do another turn. And of course we just follow all the turns again. So it's draw cards. Well, we're going to get the other 5 cards. So this is going to be a discard pile. Maybe I'll put the discard pile sideways so it doesn't get mucked up with the other cards. So the 5 cards we're drawing is 1 strike, 4 prowess for player 1. And the last 5 cards for player 2 are going to be prowess, 3 prowess, a strike, and explore. So those are the cards for player 2. And again, I apologize if I'm going to get things mucked up here. I'll try to keep things organized, but things could get ugly. That was draw cards. Now let's refresh the town. And maybe I'll rearrange the camera a little bit here. Well, anyway, these 5 guys from the town go away. They go to the discard pile for the town. So again, I'll do the same thing, put them underneath. It's only 10 cards in the town deck, so these 5 are going to come out. This one's going to be the discard pile, so I'll put it sideways as well. So the next 5 townspeople that are coming out are going to be, in order, we are going to have a guard, so that's good. We have the merchant, and he is take a coin. So someone can activate him and take 1 coin. We have another guard. We have a farmer, and we can use the farmer for 1 prowess. And 1 person can use that for 1. And we have the stonemason. Reduce the cost of a wall by 2 gold. Yes, by 2 gold. So he helps you build a wall if you so desire to build walls. And of course, looking back again, wall costs are very expensive. 2 prowess, 2 gold to get a magic barrier. Maybe that's not too bad. We'll have a look at the walls perhaps. And that refreshed our townspeople. Now we have to refresh our traveling deck. So we had the bard and innkeeper. Well, they were just passing through. They disappear from town, or from the traveling, and we get 2 more travelers. And the 2 travelers we get, of course, was the prince. We looked at that. We knew it. He is really pricey, though. 5 gold, 2 prowess. But draw 3 cards. That is powerful. But it's going to be expensive to get him. And the other one we get, darn it, we get one of these infiltrators. These guys are rotten scum, and we don't want them in town, but there you go. So a hero may discard an attack to remove robber from play. So we can discard an attack to get rid of the robber, and I have a funny feeling that we're going to be doing that. But now, when the infiltrators show up, they immediately go into the discard pile for the town. So they're not in the town right now, they just are heading basically into town, and will show up later. All cards that cost any money cost an extra 2 to buy. So when this is out in town, things are going to cost a lot more to buy because I guess the robber's stealing stuff and prices are going up. So this is going to go immediately to the discard pile of our town deck to show up later. Not really what we want. All right, now it is back. So that was refreshing the town. Refreshing the town travelers, and you don't immediately replace one that's missed either. So the only one we have available to buy for traveling right now is the prince. After we do that, monsters in play act. Let's go over to the monster area because that's where our next bunch of actions are going to take place. All right, monsters in play act. Well, there are none in play. They start at the start. We don't have any. That's monsters in play act. Monsters gain power. It's a 2-player game. Monsters we're already sitting at 2. They're going to go from 2 power to 4. Okay, we're not in too deep a doo-doo yet. Now it is add new monsters. Well, we know the top monster costs 5. We already looked at him. It costs 5 power to get him to start coming out into play. We don't have it yet. We only have 4. He's going to stay there. Nothing much is going to happen. So now it's time for our heroes to act. So let's go back to the hero area, and now so they can buy cards and they can do 1 action each and so on. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with our 2 players and our heroes act phase. Okay, looked at a bunch of options. I think I have a bit of a plan. Player 2 is going to, well, first of all, strike is not going to do anything right now because it's of no use. I'm just going to discard that. It's useless. We do have 3 prowess here, and player 2 is going to use one of the villagers. So player 2 is going to use he's going to use the farmer. And the farmer says use for 1 prowess. So we use the farmer on with player 2, and that's going to give the player 2 1 prowess. Now it's going to go immediately into the discard pile. However, player 2 has 3 prowess. Now they have 4. And with 4 prowess, they are going to purchase one of these seal cards. And it costs 4, so we got enough to buy it. And it can be discarded as a magic as well. And if you have another magic card, you can seal a Shadow Rift. So we're going to concentrate player 2 on getting magic cards abilities. And you may put a card from the monster power area on the bottom of the monster deck. So if a monster gets all the way to the power area, we can use this card to shove it back to the bottom of the deck. And it may become important later on. So buying this with the 4 prowess, and that's going to go into the discard pile. Maybe I'll stick the discard piles up there. And the last thing they have is an action. And they're going to use this action. So look at the top card of the Traveler deck, and you may put it on the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that, I think, is what we're going to do. So we're going to use that Explore. We're going to take a look at the top card of the Traveler deck, and we're going to see who's coming. And it's the Gravedigger, so he's a good one. Spend 1 gold to remove a corpse in play. Costs 3 prowess and 3 gold. So here's our Gravedigger. He's on the way. So we're going to leave him there. We're not going to put him to the bottom of the deck. And that basically ends player 2's, did their 1 action, Explore, played all their cards. Can't do anything else. And what we're going to do for player 1 here, player 1 has the Strike card, which is a quick action attack. Not going to do us any good. Just going to discard it. Does have 4 prowess left, so we could buy a better card, or, man, I don't know. Maybe I should buy a better card, like Wild Charge or something. I don't know if this is a tough decision, but I'm thinking we want to start getting some gold out on the board. So first of all, player 1's going to use Merchant, and Merchant says take a coin. So we're going to use him, and it's going to mean we get to take a coin. So this coin is going to sit out here now for either player to use, because you can share them. Because you may give a coin, you may give this coin to another hero. So coins are kind of interchangeable. You can use them back and forth. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to do that. That leaves us with 4 prowess. And I have to make a decision on what to do for player 1 with the 4 prowess. We could buy another Might. We could buy a Seal. We could buy a Strike card. We could buy Thieving Strike. We could buy Wild Charge, Rousing Speech. Can't get Resurrect. We can get a Fireball. I don't know. I'm just wondering, kind of wanted to get more gold out here. So, boy, I don't know what to do. Gold coins cost 2, and I think we're going to ramp up the gold. We're going to spend 2 for 1 gold, 2 for another gold, discarding all of our cards. That's going to give us 1 more gold, and of course this can just accumulate. 1 more gold, 2 more gold. Now these are going to stay out here. They don't go into your discard pile. It just says put this coin in front of you when you buy it. Return coins to the stack when you spend them. So these just stay out. So basically we have $3 in cash now to spend, but we've used up all of our hero actions. So we've done everything that we can do, and that is going to end the episode. We know next time that Reanimator is going to come out into the start area, because we're going to have 6 power. It only takes 5 to bring it out. Alright, that's the first episode of Shadow Rift. I'm going to leave it off there. So it looks like I'm going to get probably 2 turns in an episode. If I try to do things relatively carefully, I hope, and not mess things up too much. Try, like I said, to not mess up the rules. There's a lot of text on the cards, a lot of kind of timing rules and things, trying not to get it messed up. Really do like this game. I hope you'll stick with me. So that was episode 1, first 2 turns. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, And join me next time for the continuation of Shadow Rift. We're playing against the Necromancers, and they bring in zombies and a whole bunch of undead stuff, which will be problematic. We've gotten lucky the first couple of turns here because we haven't got any monsters coming, but they are definitely coming next episode. So thanks for watching along, and we'll see you next time.